Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Group podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another Foundation review, season 2,
Mhm.
episode number 7, A Necessary Death. IMDb gave this an 8.4. I'm not mad at this. This was a
Yeah, it's
really good
pretty good.
episode, man. This
It
was
was a great episode.
this was, but
Yeah, they're
I have
crushing
to
it
say,
right now.
they're crushing it right now, and we got 3 episodes left. But I have to say this. I have to just put this out there right now.
Mhm.
I do not like Tellum. I don't like the fact that she thinks she's mightier than everyone else, but she's killing people because she
Yeah.
thinks they're necessary deaths, And she has the
Mhm.
one finger thing. Day has the two. She has
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah, the
finger.
two. She's like,
Yeah. And it's just
she's
like,
like, go to
what's going
sleep.
on, man? It's like, I don't know, man. But you know what? Again, Salvor she's doing her thing,
Salvor is
man.
the G.
Yeah.
Instantly, when she first came on the show, I was like, Sal, this is a good, competent person. And I
Mhm.
like that. I like competent people. And she can't fight, but she's efficient. She knows what you're supposed to be doing. She's pretty smart. And like she's looking at this situation like, yo, something feels wrong. And her intuition is kicking in. And she's just, okay, let me do some research.
Yeah.
And here comes Gail, like, no, don't do that. Everybody loves us over here. Like, nah, son, this
No.
feels wrong. Something's wrong here.
Yeah. She's
Salvor is trying to save the day, and then she figured out that Harry died, and yeah, so, I don't know what's gonna happen to her now.
she's
That's a rough one.
we see what made we see what happened to her, but I don't think that's going to stick. But yeah, she's fearless. She's inquisitive.
Mhm.
She just wants to learn. She wants knowledge. She just can't
Yeah,
stand for something.
she asked the right questions, unlike her
Yes.
mother, who asked the wrong questions.
Yeah. Mhm.
She asked the right questions. So like it's a likable character, and I like her, and it'll be a sad day if she gets knocked off here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't like that. The show's still great because Day's there, but I don't know. I would be annoyed if they got rid of her like that because that's a dumb way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to talk about what happened in the show, like what
Yeah, man.
the
Give us
beats
a
were
brief
here.
overview and then we can get into it.
All right, so we have what is it, four beats this episode because we had Hober, we had the clerics, we had Day and
Mhm.
Sareth, and
Ooh.
then we had yeah,
Tellum.
we gotta talk about that. And then we had Tellum and Gale and Salvor on the planet.
Mhm.
So I think Hober's thing was interesting
Yeah.
because you kind of called it what the plan was. Is
You
that
called that last week. You were like, that's what he's going to do. And
yeah,
he
he's
did
gonna
it.
do an ambush over there, and he did
Mhm.
it, and he got away too, which is impressive because I thought he was dead to rights, but
Yeah.
he got away.
Mhm.
And oh yeah, we gotta talk about was it Bell?
Mhm.
He found out about the whisper ships and everything like that, and he
Yep.
reported back to them,
Mhm.
which made a bad case for the clerics. That's
Mhm.
a rough day in the office for them. And we didn't even know about Harry. Well, okay, we're jumping around here. So Harbor went to the spacers and explained to them, like, "Hey, man, we know where you get your stuff from that keeps you guys alive, and
The-
this is holding you hostage."
he called it vitamins.
Yeah, he's like, "Take your vitamins, whatever. We'll give it to you. It's all good." Like, yo,
you
he's
know.
killing me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he said, "We know what it is. And we know where you can get it from. You can just get rid of the empire just like this." And he said, "Kick him in the nuts." That's the direct
Mhm.
quote.
Yep.
So that was very interesting there, and it kind of seems like the spacers are scared. They're horrified of like what would happen to them and like their offspring that's inside the empire right now if they try to do anything. Because she instantly snitched on him.
Yeah.
She didn't wait 2 minutes. She called her daughter. Was like, "Hey, we got to deal with this problem right now. We're coming to you." So that was interesting. We can move over to the clerics thing. I I I thought one of them was gonna die, but I didn't expect what was gonna happen. He just kept him alive,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So they had their day in court. They went to see Day, Dawn, Dusk, and Day,
Mhm.
and it did not go well, to say the least. It did not go well because they got the information about the whisper ship. If the timing was a little bit before that, they probably would have let them slide, or at least just kept an eye on them. But when they found out about the wizard ships, they're like, "Oh hell no!"
It's over.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a wrap for them.
Mhm.
So I kind of think that I still agree. I think Harry sent them to their doom. I don't know how they survived this.
Yeah,
It's possible they
I'm
get
not
out of it,
too sure about that yet.
but like they're just gonna be in jail. Was he's gonna torture them? Is like he's gonna be his playthings? Like what is he gonna do with them? It
They're
makes no
use
sense for him to keep him around.
they're useful. They're useful to the Empire right now. They know a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
You know, they're useful. So
Well,
we'll
yeah,
see.
that's true. That is true. They know how the ships work. Well,
Yeah.
they have a basic understanding that they have the ships and what other stuff.
Mhm.
Because he kind of alluded to that they had weapons and they're not exactly defenseless.
Right.
But he doesn't know how much they have.
Right. He doesn't
Because
know
when
how
the
much.
Empire sends their first fleet over there, they're gonna get slaughtered. It's not gonna be pretty. Because I think it's genius to look like they're still homeless and they're living in tents still,
Right.
while they got these super ships over there. That is
Yeah.
kind of genius.
Mhm.
But yeah. So that interaction didn't go well, and it seems to me that this is kind of revving them up to want to go to war with them even more. And I don't know if that was their intention or was it supposed to be just to be. Okay. From their perspective, it sounds like they're supposed to be there to be diplomats, right? And kind of temper things. But like excuse me, the way they were talking to Day and Dusk seemed like they were like, "We're going to war. We got you."
And we're going to win, you know?
Yeah, he said we're gonna win too. I
Yeah.
was like, man, this is wild.
However, we can be
I don't know.
partners, you know?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we can be cool. You just leave us alone. We do our thing, but we have weapons and ships, and
Yeah.
you've come over here looking for trouble. You're gonna find some trouble, my friend. Like that was interesting to me because the way they were talking to him seemed like they're being boastful. Like, yo, we got you
Yeah.
guys.
They have a
We're
lot
way
of
in front of you.
confidence. They have a lot of confidence.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I think the highlight of the show is Day and Sareth and Demoiselle.
Yeah.
That to me was the the big highlight.
Yeah. That
So
was yeah.
Sareth was gleefully looking at her speech back over, and Rue was like, "You did the one thing we asked you not to do. Do not embarrass this guy.
Hmm.
He could just wipe us all out in a minute. He doesn't
Yeah.
care. It's
Yeah,
irrelevant to
man. It's
him."
crazy.
She was feeling herself way too much this episode,
Yeah,
and she
she
got brought back
is.
to Earth.
We're gonna get into that, man. She is, yeah. She's something's up with her for real.
Yeah, so Demoiselle and her had a couple of interactions, which we have to talk about after. And she learned that her womb belongs to Empire now.
Dunzo.
So she's kind of just yeah, you're just a box
That's
basically.
it. A vessel.
a
a
vessel,
a collection vessel. That's it.
a vessel where some kids can pop. Because here's the thing, I think in her head she thinks that she's gonna have the kids and she's gonna allow to teach the kids, and then she's gonna influence it. That's not what's gonna happen.
No,
We all know
no,
that's not what's gonna happen.
no.
She's gonna be invisible. She's gonna be absentee mother, right?
That's it.
There's no way she's involved in this process. I don't understand why she would think that they have a system already.
Right.
Whenever the newborn comes out, Demoiselle takes over.
It's
What
over.
would you think is gonna happen here?
Those kids are gonna be latchkey kids. Forget about it.
Yeah,
It's over.
exactly.
It's over.
They're gonna be space latchkey kids
Exactly.
in the palace. Like, what do
It's
you think is
over.
gonna happen here? She seems, because I like her character, but she seems super naive about what's happening here. But
Yeah.
all right, we'll move on to that. And what's the last thing? Ball talking about the last thing is Harry and
Tellum and everything, you know, everything
Tellum.
happening,
Yeah,
you know, with Tellum.
yeah. So Gail's feeling herself right now because they're in her head. So I'll allow that.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Because they're in their head, she's more reasonable instead of yelling and crying all the time.
Yeah.
She's more reasonable now because Tellum's in her head, and she's just, I think she's deciding she's gonna be Queen Mother and take over the whole planet. I think that's what she thinks happening here, which is wrong. That's obviously not what's gonna happen. And we gotta talk about, there's a logical thinking person on the planet who's like, yo, something is off here. This is all wrong.
Doesn't feel
and
right.
She got to sit there and fight with their mother. I don't. That was baffling to me. But we get, it makes sense because they're taking control of her. But I'm just saying, it is ridiculous that she's the only one that realized it. And then she goes over and finds Harry's body.
Yeah.
Harry's done for.
It's
So, but he's still in the prime radiant or no? His
yeah,
body's gone.
yeah, he's still
His
in the
mind's
prime
gone.
radiant. He's still in the prime radiant, for sure. That's just
Okay,
his
so
his biological is gone,
yeah. So he had a body
hmm
for a week. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's get into Hober Mallow and the Spacers. I think the
Mhm.
introduction to the Spacers and their world, their ship,
It's very interesting.
is very interesting.
Very,
I can
yeah.
I can watch an entire season of just the
Yes.
Spacers. You know?
It's such an interesting concept because they're
Yeah.
like bio engineered, and then they need this chemical to keep them alive, that's interesting in itself. And like
hmm
how are they navigating? Is it like Dune? Like it kind of reminds me of Expanse. It reminds me of Dune. It reminds me of a bunch of stuff all together about how they're navigating and what they're doing in space. And there's same things as Spice Melange and Dune. Like they're addicted to this substance. They need to function, and the Empire needs them to travel places.
Yeah.
It's basically the exact same thing.
hmm Yeah. It's in Hober Mallow, his I think the other
Mhm.
interesting thing is like when he went to jump, right? the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
he
yeah.
the
The
way
jump
he
was close.
folded space, and remember, like Bell Roche was saying, like, dude, they can fold space in a way we don't even understand.
The window was tight where they folded because and normally it would have ripped the ship apart,
Yeah.
but he's like in the hangar just chilling, just push them back a little bit,
Yep.
and that's it. That's crazy how far the technology is.
Yeah.
And so now they know it exists and they can't get their hands on it, so it has to make them paranoid.
hmm
You got to think about as far as like for tactics, these guys could jump out of hyperspace, shoot some nukes at them, and just go right back into hyperspace. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's it. I think that the spacers, we're not done with the spacers story. I do
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah,
the spacers will help the foundation. I think so.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
right now they're giving away 10% of their kids to like the empire.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm pregnant, but you're going over here to the empire on this ship, yada, yada, yada,
She called it tithe, which is
Yeah.
wild. But
Like,
yeah, it's a fascinating concept that they're they are petrified of the empire, or they allow them to take their kids from them.
yeah.
Yeah, I think about they at least they have contact with them. And it's like they just disappear, you never see them again.
hmm
But the fact that they can just take their kids, there's nothing they can do about it, and they have to and they have to work forever doing this single job,
Yeah.
is crazy. That's super crazy because we don't know how long they live, but however long it is, that sucks that you just got to work for the empire doing this one thing.
Yeah, for real, man. It's and the other interesting thing about this specific piece, this segment right here is
Mhm.
last week he really didn't know what Harry wanted him to do, but I guess he figured it out, or something
Yeah,
happened
yeah,
where it
he
was
was
like,
he
oh,
was
this
kind of prepared.
right, this
He
is what I'm
seemed very
supposed to do.
prepared about what he was doing there. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, the spacers, they're not done. The spacers aren't done. And I think
Mhm.
that they're going to have a huge role to play coming up in either the next 3 episodes or something like that, because you know, Bell Roche even said this to
Mhm.
Day. He was like, listen, they've outpaced us when it comes to technology. Their technology is
Yeah.
better than ours. How can we go to their, like, the foundation with all the planets from the outer reach that joined the
Mhm.
foundation and defeat these? They have like ships that are better than us, better than
Yeah, yeah.
ours, technology.
They don't even know all of the technology that's on board. That's the one
Right.
thing they fix is the jumping.
hmm
The weapons got to be way better too,
Yeah. hmm
and shields or whatever else they're doing. Stuff's got to be super advanced. Because here's the thing: when you think about war, right? These guys are just dealing with maintaining the structure of their empire, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this other side here is focused solely on you.
That's it.
That's a different battle right there. That's a
Yeah.
completely different beast. You're not ready for that kind of combat where
Yeah.
these guys just basic soldiers doing basic jobs randomly, whatever, and these one guys are focused solely on defeating you. That's a problem.
That's a
And
problem.
if Day sends a battle fleet over there, they're gonna lose. I
Yeah.
think that's what Bell was kind of like. Oh shoot, it's not good here. We got to
Yeah.
figure this thing out.
It's not good, man. It's this actually dovetails, or like, this is a good segue to go into like what happened on
Mm-hmm.
Trantor, because it does
Mm-hmm.
have to do with like Bell Roche, like basically
Mhm.
telling Day that, hey, you know what, these guys have all of this technology, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
So, but now we have Sareth and her goofy self. Sareth is kind of goofy, isn't she?
She's
She
kinda she I'm losing respect for her each
oh,
episode because 'cause I'm like,
I lost respect
do
for her
you
this
not
episode totally.
how do you not see the situation you're in? You don't have any play here.
None.
Like, you once you said, "Hey, we're taking over the kingdom, whatever, we're gonna work together,"
Mhm.
you can disappear, and they never need to see you ever again. You're done. Like, you're not
Demerzel,
you think you could be on TV doing interviews with Oprah? Like, that's not gonna happen.
no, it's just like Demerzel basically told you, like, once you like made that commitment, your
Yeah.
ovaries, your eyes, your limbs, all that stuff belongs to the empire now. You're just a vessel and you're going to do
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what we want you to do. That's
The
it.
fact that she wasn't aware of that blows my mind. Like, what
Yeah.
do you think you're getting entangled with?
Yeah,
Like, what do you think this is here?
she is so angry, so bent on finding out if the
Mhm,
empire killed her family. Okay, now you
mhm.
know. They told you. Demerzel told
Both
you.
of them. Day was like, "Hey, I know what I'm gonna need you to say. I am grateful because I'm still
Yes.
alive. That's what I need you to
Exactly.
say." The way he
Exactly.
flipped, like, "Hey there, Hedy," like he's talking like, "Hey, her, sit down next to me, honey," and then he just stood up and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to say thankful
Yeah.
that I'm still alive and
Yep.
I'm here right now."
And then
That's
she
how the
just
way he checked her,
mhm.
and she
And then
walked off, stomped
she
off with
just
her
powdered,
heels. Like,
got pouty and everything and walked away. But she's silly to me because
mm,
you have her delegation isn't that large. They're not powerful. They didn't come to Trantor with weapons, right? They just have their
yeah.
minds, right? Just they're thinking their own, bodies and
And there's
everything else. So
Rue is being strategic there, but she's not.
yeah, it's just like
Rue is in with there with Dusk.
yeah,
She's like, "Hey man, remember old times we used to
right.
smash?" Like,
And, and I don't know what her angle is. It's like, okay, you now now you know
mhm,
that Demerzel, they told Demerzel to like wipe out your family. She did. Demerzel told you, I actually wiped
mhm.
out your family and I have the ability to wipe you out too. And yes,
Yeah,
I am still smashing Day. And when you have kids and when you marry him, I will still be smashing Day. And you can't do anything
yeah.
about it. Come on, you know?
Yeah, she's like, "Yo, welcome to the real world. Like, what do you think
Yeah,
is going on right now?" The whole episode should be called "What do you think is happening right now? Where do
right.
you think you're at?"
you know, and you said like last week you were like she's got to we both said she's got to get the bag first, which means get pregnant. She came
Yes.
into the entire situation angry with an
Mhm,
agenda, and it's like now that you know because you
mhm,
didn't know for some reason in the enjoiner, like Rue didn't
mhm,
tell you, but once you made that commitment, your body now, your soul, everything about you
mhm.
now
Yeah, it belongs
belongs
to the Empire.
to the empire. So now
And
that you know that, you have to start
mhm.
playing that game. And
Yeah,
she has a
it's like Game
very
of
hard,
Thrones.
yeah, you know,
She is not she doesn't understand the gravity of her situation. Because here's the thing: they could just clone her body, put a new body out there, and give her new memories, and be like,
that's it.
this is your queen over here.
Mhm.
She doesn't talk anymore, but this is your queen over there. She's gonna sit on the throne next to me." That's all they got. They could do this. They're
Mhm.
this far in the future. This is light work for them to make it possible. Like, just take her mouth out. She can't talk anymore. Done. Like, whatever. Like, you say, like, logically, because he doesn't really care about her as a vessel. He just wants the empire to form up together so they
Right.
can remain strong. That's all he
Mhm.
wants. The
So
person's irrelevant.
yeah. And so you know what her comeback is? To
Mhm.
have Dawn, squeeze one out in a tube.
Yeah.
Dude, like listen to this. She's going to backstab Day, the Empire, by
Mhm.
having Dawn
Mhm.
provide,
The genes.
the genes. I don't want to say the S word, but the genes, so
Yes.
that she can now have the baby. And she's thinking like, well, no one's gonna. You're all the same, yada yada yada. Now here's what I think about this here, this
This is not
specific
good.
segment,
Not a good
right?
plan. Yeah, yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
now that Day is kind of suspicious of dawn, and dusk. So isn't he wiping them, or at least checking their memories every night? Isn't he doing that?
Yes. Yes, he is.
So he's going to find out because, we spoke about this last week. It behooves us that, there's not a shadow master. No one's like following this person,
Bro.
Yeah.
How is nobody following this guy?
On.
Hold on. Dawn walked all the way down to some different level in the castle, in the castle or somewhere in the city.
Yeah,
he just walked down there by himself.
He's in the scar.
He's not being followed.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the Secret Service behind him.
Yeah, come on.
Like, that don't make no sense. No one knows this guy's gone when he's in the palace. The three of them are in the palace together all the time, and nobody knows this guy's gone, and no one knows the queen is gone. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. Stop it. Of course they're being followed.
And do you know how Dom was like killed the last time he did something like that? It was he was thinking with the wrong head,
Yeah.
He went out, he was trying to get the yummy cakes. The Shadow Master came, and then they got rid of him. Now he's doing the same thing. He's like, yo, you know what? I'm excited about this person, but man, that's not going to turn out well. It's not going to. Bro, it's not really going to turn out well.
They don't need Dawn anymore because they're having a kid. So it's irrelevant what happens to him. He can die tomorrow. It's irrelevant. See, he understands that because he was like, yo, this is crazy. He still got a kiss in there, but he still understands this is crazy. I don't know what her plan is. Her plan is dumb. Because her idea is like, well, if I have kids with you, your kids will be nicer. Your kids are going to be trained by Demisel. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
She's going to brainwash the kids to be Empire 2.0.
It is insane, dude. I'm telling you. It is insane that she has no idea. She's so bent on finding out what's going on. And, she's talking about like a coup, this whole nine. It's just like,
yeah, she's a silent
coup.
Like,
you're one person. Are you serious? I mean, if Dawn like squeezes one out in the tube, and then how are you going to, because like, okay, this is what I was thinking. Let's say that Dawn provides some of the, the goody juice, right? And then she injects it into herself, like, Chucky with the like turkey baster. Right?
How is this going to happen?
Right.
Because they're going to take the eggs out and do it that way in the lab somewhere.
Right.
They're not going to let you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that works.
I kept thinking about Chucky with the turkey baster, remember? I'm like, come on.
No, but like, the point of this is they're going to genetically modify the baby. They're not going to let you do it naturally.
Yeah.
What's Dawn going to be able to pop his thing in there? How's that going to work?
Yeah.
That's illogical. They were already talking about in front of her. They were already talking about taking the eggs out.
Yeah.
So she thinks, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant the old-fashioned way. Like, what do you think is happening here?
Yeah. It's crazy.
That.
And remember, like, he has nanobots in him that prevents him from impregnating women. So they have to remove those.
Yeah. So she just gave him like a cylinder that do it yourself.
Right.
Like,
and it's just like,
you know what he's doing.
What are you gonna do with the cylinder? They're taking your eggs. They don't even want you. They don't even want to have intercourse with you that way. They're like, give me your eggs. Yes. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this in the lab. I don't get that.
It's gonna be in a lab.
It's crazy.
That's
man.
The point. It's gonna be in a. They were about to pull the eggs out in front of her, right there, while they're talking in a room of 50 people looking at her. Yep. They're about to pull the eggs out. Like, what do you think is happening here?
Man, this is.
I don't understand.
I don't. This is. She's. Yeah, she's. There's some interesting characters in this joint. She's completely crazy,
I'm just
man.
gonna say she's dumb. She's not dumb. I mean, she's naive. I'll
naive.
Give her the.
Yeah, she's naive.
She's naive. She's still young. She's naive.
Now, if we take it to, the Tellum and Gale and Salvor, Tellum, man, listen, I don't like her. I don't like her face. I don't like the way she speaks. Yeah. I don't like the fact that she thinks that it's okay to kill people if it's necessary. What does that mean anyway? What does necessary death mean?
You're not a mentalic. You got to go. I don't care what happens to you.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's like, I don't get that. So, that's a little interesting to me. However, our girl, because we both like Salvor, She is like, no, 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 I don't believe this. And remember, Harry said last week, he was like, wait a minute. You're going to be on this planet without your own mind? You can't even think about things
Yeah,
with,
he's like, "What is that?" Yeah,
what
he
is
could tell
it?
he was stressed out when he said that too.
Yeah.
He's like,
He was just like,
I don't like this place. I don't like it."
you don't have your own mind. Everything you see is like what
It's
Tellum
a
and that
lie.
crew. Yeah. It's just like, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But I think this here. So, Gail was like, hey, she was just like finding out things. She also spoke with Lauren, who is Tellum's second in command, it seems like, because
Yeah, he's on
Lauren
everything. He's watching
was the
everything.
one who took the ship away. He was the one who,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
made himself into Harry
Yeah.
and took the ship away, right? So that's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, Salvor, she's like, no, 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 something's wrong here. She was flipping a coin. She couldn't
Well,
find out anything, nothing.
I think for Salvor, like the greatest insult was that she pretended like that was her ex.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? I can't trust you after this.
Yeah.
Of all the people you picked, you did that and then you tried to kiss me. Like, bro, I can't trust you. Like,
But
in the back of her head, why you can never undo that?
well,
Her
he
dead
said,
boyfriend? Like, come
yeah,
on, man.
but he said, well,
He's like, my bad.
no,
like,
he
nah,
said,
man.
like, he said, I touched you. You kissed me, So,
yeah, that's a cop out,
because
bro.
we both were
Like,
saying, like, Gail is, Salvor is a little backed up. She wants to, like, backed up like
pipes be
Polly.
cleaning.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be really interesting because this basically, Salvor figured out, like, hey, based on navigational capabilities on these boats, that this boat went somewhere. And so that's how she figured out what was going on. And then when she went out there, Tellum gave her the one finger, not the two finger, and put her to sleep underwater, like in the water. Come on. She put her to sleep in water. It's a wrap.
I don't know how she survives this. I think she's gonna die, man. I don't know how she survives this.
I think that Harry and Salvor, I think here's what I think. The person who may defeat Tellum may be Gail. Remember, Gail is getting powers now. Yeah.
Yeah, Gail's learning her, but she's working on her powers right now. She can do a force push.
Yeah, exactly.
She's basically a Jedi at this point.
Better than Ahsoka. So you know what I'm saying? For real. But so yeah, that actually is going to be pretty interesting. Now, if we get to the last sort of segment, it's not the last, but it came in. So we talk about the clerics with Polly and also Brother Constant, right? Here's what I think about this here, right? There is absolutely no way that they can totally get rid of Polly and Constant. There's some information there that he would like to know. He doesn't quite know yet.
Initially, I thought he killed Brother Day. I was like, whoa. Or Brother Constant, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought he killed her, and then they just like shocked her, and I was like, oh, okay, she's still alive. I don't know where this is going. But like, they're in a no-win situation. They're never leaving Trantor. They can't get out of there.
It's not good. It's not good, dude. It's not. Listen. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet because
maybe a whisper ship jumps down there and just gets them out. Like, yeah, that's possible.
Listen, man, but I think that the Empire has some crazy tech. The Empire has crazy tech, but Bell Roche was saying Foundation has better tech than what the Empire has.
Again, this reminds me of The Expanse because the people that went to the Foundation, like the people who went to Mars.
Yeah.
And it's all the scientists and doctors and engineers went over there, and they got nothing but free time. They had 100 years to come up with something better. The Empire doesn't need to work on new ships because their thing works.
Yeah.
And they haven't thought, well, we can do this without this thing because it's the most logical, simplest way. And these guys are like, we don't have any spacers, so we got to make jump ships now. That's too bad.
You gotta love it, man. This episode, man, this show is, I love this show.
It's
man.
ramping up right now.
It's ramping up,
ramping up.
So, Foundation Season 2, Episode number 7, A Necessary Death. What are you gonna rate this, Keo?
I give this a 9.5.
Yeah,
it's great. All around, all the stories were good. The annoying people weren't too annoying. They moved the story forward, and you can tell like it's going somewhere right now for the season finale. It's going to be explosive, and
Yeah.
so I'm here for this. This is great.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 9.5 because the only reason why I didn't give it a 10 is because of Sareth.
Yeah.
You know,
How are
because
you this dumb?
right, how are you?
Where
You're
are
the
you?
queen of the cloud dominion. How are you this dumb? It's yeah, it's crazy. They are definitely ramping up. It looks beautiful.
Mhm.
We're not fighting, no one's fighting, not yet
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
I mean, the spacers, the whole thing looks beautiful. The other thing that they've introduced the last 2 or 3 episodes is they introduce filters. You see some of
Mhm.
the filters like on some of the camera angles and things like that. I'm like, yo, this is okay. They're
It
getting
looks
crazy.
wild, man.
Yeah.
It looks wild. It's high quality, and I like that. I like to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like you can tell, like the emotions from it, and like rooting for characters, and you're hoping like that's good writing right there.
It's really good
Unlike
writing.
Ahsoka, where I'm not rooting for anybody. But
Okay.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.